Today I thought we'd paint a candy cane. So I'm gonna use a pencil and draw the outline of a candy cane. Real quick, we could talk about supplies here. I have a piece of watercolor paper, my paints. I have some pretty dirty water over here, which I think will be fine for today because I'm only using red and a little bit of kind of a gray color. I have a sponge and a pencil. I have two sizes of brushes. One's a 6, and I'm pretty sure this small one is a 1 or a 2. Pretty tiny. I have something to mix paints in, but I only need to mix one color today, so I'm not gonna wash the rest of these out because I might use them in other paintings. So one spot to be able to mix a little bit of kind of a pale gray, grayish blue, and I think that's all. So to start, I'm only gonna paint the candy cane on one side of this paper because the painting that I'll do for tomorrow is a small bird, and I'm gonna paint that on this side. So for today, I'm just gonna draw a candy cane shape, and it's like, it's just, gosh, kind of like an arch. And it's a little bit rounded, and it's pretty much, it rounded at the end here, and it's pretty much the same thickness the whole way. It doesn't really get much narrower at either end. If you happen to have a candy cane at home, you could get it out and take a look at it. You might even be able to trace it to get the outline the way you want it. I think I'm gonna curve mine a little bit more. And then the stripes on a candy cane are kind of diagonal stripes. And as we get around to the top here, they start to go the other way. They'll go diagonal, pointing down. So now I'm going to think about which parts are going to be red and which parts will be white. I'm going to leave the end white, and so then in between these two lines will be red, and then white, red, white, red, and I'll alternate all the way around. So for now, I'm going to get started and just do the reds. So I'm trying to get a lot of this red on my brush. And I'm just gonna paint in this section right here. And then I'll keep going. Okay, now I'm gonna use my smaller brush. And I'm getting a lot of red, and I'm gonna go back and just put it at the edges. This helps to make it look like the candy cane is round and not flat. And if you're painting, if it's already starting to dry and that red isn't spreading from the edges in, then you could get it a little bit wet first. Okay, now I'm gonna add some skinny little stripes of red. And they're gonna go just right next to the red part. And then before we can move on, this needs to dry. So I'm gonna push pause and I'm gonna go use I have a art dryer, but it's basically a hair dryer. And if you wanna dry your paintings fast, you can do that, but you have to be sure to hold it pretty far away at first so that you don't spread the paint in places that you don't want the paint to be. If you kind of blast it with air or with heat right now, if I did, it would hit some of these puddles and make it go outside of the candy cane shape. So I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna hold it pretty far away, and it might take a couple minutes to dry, and then I'll be back.